Welcome to Fargo Talks Fargo, an unofficial podcast on the FX television show. Fargo Talks Fargo is hosted by me, Bill Lempe, and my buddy Charpie. All right, welcome back, folks. It feels like the long Midwest Fargo winter is over. Charpie, how's life?
Now. It's good.
I feel like we've waited way too long for this. I mean, I know we've seen each other and we always talk anyway, but we've had a lot of little chats going on about this show and what we're going to do this season and how it's going to go. But I don't know if you guys really care, but recording podcasts when you're in two different towns and you have guests that are local sometimes and not local brings on all sorts of challenges. That said, I think it's fair to say that Charpie and I would give a solid 2 middle fingers up to Skype tonight.
Oh, that's an interesting way to start off a podcast.
It is. I just need people to understand how much we literally have spent more time cursing at Skype tonight than we probably will recording this actual podcast.
That's true.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Well, welcome back to Fargo Talks Fargo.
Yeah, no doubt. We're really
Season 2, gearing up.
We're stoked.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be a good time. I mean, we had some chats about things we hope we could try to do better or whatnot. We've had some feedback from some people who don't change a thing. There's always that. But I think it's going to be a good time. We're going to continue this season with doing our right after the show quick take hot dish. The episodes of the hot dish are going to happen. And then after that, I think after you still agree with me on this, Charpie, is that we're going to put one day in between our normal recording schedule, though. So instead of what we would normally release a full episode of our breakdown the night after, it'll be 2 nights later.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's just going to allow us a little more time. I've got a different job right now, and Charpie's got a really busy schedule, so we're worried. We want to make sure that we comb through the best content and have the best ideas that we can come bring back to the show to you guys. So, yeah. That's the reasoning behind that. Have you been, what have you been trying to keep up on so far on this show, Charpie? I mean, do we want to just start right off the bat about the trailer, or do we, I mean, there's been a bunch of trailers, and Charpie and I are honestly just completely winging this. We have no show rundown. We have nothing. That should surprise
There's no show yet.
None of you. But I mean, we don't even have our own show rundown.
Yeah, this is mainly just to touch base, say, hey, we're still alive. We're coming back for Season 2. We have some exciting guests lined up. More about that later in a future episode, but it's looking like it's going to be a good season. I'm excited about the season. As many of you know who have been listening to the podcast are fans of the show probably and know that it was a very, very well-received season last. The first season was very well-received. Was nominated for 15 awards. Did very well, and with that comes an exciting new cast, because once a show knocks it out of the park, they have sort of their picking of cast members for the next season. So there's been sort of a very long casting call for the next season, and it's finally been narrowed down and decided on, and you can see the new actors in the trailer, and it's going to be really exciting.
So
go ahead.
Before we get in, but yeah, no worries. Before we get into just talking about the trailer, I mean, let's just talk in cast in general here. Who, I mean, like, on this list, I mean, and it's, like, even like last year, I think was a bit of an embarrassment of riches of, like, really fun and diverse characters, and I still say hat tip to FX for being able to make great choices and do what they do, and I'm just so thankful for like, the big 3 TV, or the big 4, I guess you could say, like, this era of awesome television that's still happening, but, like, is there anyone in the cast right now that you're like, damn, I can't wait to hear that. I can't wait to see that person, like, rip it.
Yeah, I mean, Ted Danson. Anybody who's, in their 30-somethings and older is probably a fan of Ted Danson. So I'm always excited to see him. I was a big Bored to Death fan. I thought his character in that was phenomenal. It seems like he's kind of got some of the same quirkiness. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about Jesse Plemons. Is that how you say his name?
I was going to say the same thing. I had this feeling you were going to talk about him, and I'm like, and plus I'm really glad he's getting more roles because A, he's great. I think he's fantastic. And As much as I love Landry, I want him to be able to put Landry a little farther behind him every year he spreads out with his career. But I mean, you know him as Landry at all? Did you ever watch Friday Night Lights?
Yep.
Okay. And then hey, I just want to say I haven't seen Bored to Death. I know that's one of those shows that I could see. I'm watching you on video right now, and you're so disappointed in me. But I would also say that I really, really dug him with Glenn Close in Damages. Have you seen that?
No, I have not seen.
Oh, okay, so there we go. We got a tit for tat going there. So I need to watch Bored to Death. You need to watch Glenn Close, and Rose Byrne is in that too. I don't know if you know who she is. She's really great. I think she's an Aussie by birth, I think.
I saw the first episode and then I kind of dropped off, and I don't know why. I think I
enjoyed
busy.
it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good time. But yeah, I mean, and I even grew up with Ted Danson. I'm like, hey, Sam Malone, great.
Yeah.
I already kind of mentioned prior to us starting recording here, because we were cursing Skype. I've got kind of a soft spot for Brad Garrett.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really hope he gives me a little bit of that. Oh God, now I feel like I've been staring at this cast so much that I'm forgetting everybody from last year. Don Chumph. I'm wanting a little bit of that kind of love, that kind of character out of him. But I mean, still, it looks like Jeffrey Donovan's got could be really interesting, and so I think Patrick Wilson's a pretty good match for playing Lou.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he could be a younger version of Lou, and as that kind of brings us back to Sioux Falls. As we kind of predicted last season, we thought that the next season, if there were one, which it hadn't been announced yet, would take place in Sioux Falls.
Yeah,
and that seems to be the case this year.
Yeah, and hey, so if we're going to give our local take on that, Sioux Falls, directly south of Fargo on I-29, about 3.5 hours. Incredibly boring drive,
and it's in South Dakota. I know. I've noticed a lot of descriptions saying Sioux Falls, Minnesota. Sioux Falls is in South Dakota.
No.
The movie or the show, season 2, looks like it's still going to take place in Minnesota, but just outside of Sioux Falls, across the border from South Dakota.
Yeah. And if some people feel like they've heard the name Laverne, Minnesota, if they're nerdy enough, Laverne, Minnesota was one of the towns that was home to the war, the Ken Burns documentary. Have you ever seen that?
I have not seen it, but I did.
Oh, okay.
I did know that, but I have never seen it.
Yep, they followed the lives of a bunch of people from that town. So that's one of Laverne's other kind of claims to actual fame. But yeah, Sioux Falls, straight south of Fargo. An incredibly boring drive. There's one flip and curve in the road. So
there's the Terry Redlin Museum.
Oh, there is that, if you're into that kind of art. So I have to admit, I can't tell from the trailers yet. I'm not completely sure, but I'm not on the fence. I'm curious more about how Kirsten Dunst is going to come out in this.
I don't have anything bad to say about her, really, other than
me neither.
Spider-Man, I guess. But
the Suicide Diaries,
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. She looks. I don't know if she's. She looks so different. She definitely. They've definitely given her a really awesome Midwestern look. She must be from the Midwest. She looks Midwestern.
I don't. She's Google Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
Totally off.
Yeah. Samsonite, dude. Samsonite. I honestly, I have no doubt that Jean Smart will be awesome.
She will be awesome.
Why. She nails shit. She totally nails shit. And Nick Offerman is going to be great.
Nick Offerman's
Carl Weathers, which I think is hilarious because when I say Carl Weathers, whole other thing.
You think about Arrested Development.
Yes.
Or Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
But either way, cast-wise, I don't know. I think this is shaping up to be really cool, and Kieran Culkin will be pretty fun, I'm sure.
And Jean Smart is playing sort of the maybe one of the main antagonists. It looks like.
Yeah.
She's apparently a crime boss. So that will be cool.
I have to admit, there's this tiny part of me that, like, just a little bit of the character we understand. I kind of, as much as I do like Jean Smart, I have to admit, I see her, and for some reason I think of if it was played by Margot Martindale instead. Do you know who Margot Martindale is? She won an Emmy for her appearance on.
Yeah, there she is.
On Justified, when she played Mags. Sorry, this is all from memory here. Mags or whatever. But then she's also been on The Americans and another FX show. But I don't know. For some reason, I just was thinking about ladies who I love, like of that age and look, that I was like, oh, she would have been kick-ass in that too. But I'm sure Jean Smart is going to be great. If it's good enough for designing women, it's good enough for Fargo.
And me.
Yeah. No doubt. So I guess I want to just I feel like, you know what, I'm just going to play the trailer real quick here, and then there's a few things we can talk about. So if you haven't seen this trailer, head out to YouTube and look up FX Networks, and you should go watch the trailer. There's all sorts of other great campy little videos up, but here's the trailer. Waffle Hut, baby.
Well, this is a deal.
Hank's thinking botched robbery.
Oh, sure. That's how it starts, with something small, like a break-in at the Watergate Hotel. But this thing's only getting bigger.
G53.
Hon?
Judge, huh? So less likely a robbery gone bad, more likely a judge-specific beef.
Mm-hmm.
Judgment.
Which brings us to who shot her and where'd he go?
Hon, don't.
There's a man in the...
Everything okay here, Mom?
Your son's wanted in connection with 3 murders.
And get him out of here. Where's your little brother?
Who knows with that kid? Probably neck deep in some pussy.
So I'm getting excited about that seminar.
The which?
LifeSpring. Everybody's doing it.
Got us a room at the Sheraton.
I don't know. We're saving up right now so Ed can buy the butcher shop. We got a plan, you know?
The word we is a castle, hun, with a moat and a drawbridge. Don't be a prisoner of we.
Find him.
Where's my brother? Are you listening to me? Is he listening to me?
You cut off his ears,
God, I love lines like that.
I think.
But I've been in the right place.
Cut off his ears.
Best me I can be.
The wrong time.
We're very friendly people.
Did the right thing.
I'm not afraid of a war.
The wrong line.
Watch your toes now.
Did the right road.
I got a nephew with a palsy arm.
Took the wrong
She's tough,
train.
but, you know, a girl.
The right move.
I'll give you a kiss.
At the wrong time.
I am not a crook.
I've been in the right trail.
You just described the state of Minnesota.
Wrong.
Isn't that a minor miracle? That 2 men could stand on a lonely road and talk. While all around them, people were losing their mind.
But I've been in the right place. But it must have been wrong.
There's a shoe in that tree. Suppose we ought to get that down.
I have to admit, I mean, like some of those things that have that very Coen-esque humor, you know, like, oh, there's a shoe up in that tree. That's the shit it's made of, man, for me.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've come across this yet, but I've read that this movie is going to be sort of a nod, or this series or season, I guess. I can't talk. This series is going to be more of a nod to Miller's Crossing. Which
I did notice a lot
really
of like
interesting
out in
to
the.
me.
I did note, now that you say that, I haven't read that yet, so my bad. But I did notice that there was a lot of scenes out by the woods.
Yeah, so this, for those that don't know, Miller's Crossing was a Coen Brothers movie from 1990. And that's kind of like how the first season set it up with, you know, obviously being based off of the movie Fargo. This is going to follow up with a lot of nods to Miller's Crossing. So because we kind of used up all the nods probably to the movie Fargo, and now they're switching to another sort of Coen Brothers universe. with this. And that's just a theory or a rumor, I guess I should say. We'll find out. But for those Coen Brothers fans out there, it might be worth, catching up on Miller's Crossing before the season starts.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that.
I'm going to definitely do that. I think that'll be fun.
Hey, did you... And just for the record, Bruce Campbell as Ronald Reagan in the poster in the background of that thing. I don't know. Bruce Campbell and Jeffrey Donovan were both on Burn Notice together.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
It'll be interesting to see how many of these people have worked together. And I mean, sometimes when that kind of stuff happens, it really makes for great stuff because there's already some chemistry there. But the other thing I was going to ask you about was, we got to go there. Accents. Actually, I thought the strongest, not overplayed, but put out their accent was, at least in the trailer, was from Nick Offerman.
Yeah, that was good. He's always
I feel like Nick Offerman though has the right to do whatever he wants about that because he actually comes out here.
That's true.
He tweeted a couple of years ago from the street fair in Fargo, and he comes out this way to go fishing. I was about to be like, oh yeah, he comes out here to go fishing.
Yeah, we were doing I was in a woodworking class in Fargo one time, and it happened to be during my move to Colorado, so I ended up leaving the class early, and supposedly he was coming to speak to the class because he's an actual woodworker in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So I missed out on that. I don't know if it actually happened, but I heard that it did, but it's all hearsay, I guess, anyway, but that was when he was tweeting from Fargo. It was that same time period.
Yeah, when he was at the street fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, there's all sorts of... Yeah, it's a big deal, You want to buy some crafts, some stuff, cheese curds, anything that's deep fried.
Oofta tacos.
Yeah, that's a thing. I feel like I wish we were talking. I was like, I wish we could offer a really kick-ass prize, like a trip to Fargo for somebody. So if somebody wants to figure out how to send us some money to do that, we'll get Charpie up here.
Should we start a GoFundMe campaign to raise money to gift somebody a trip to Fargo?
Yeah. Or at least, they have to come. Obviously, unfortunately for some of you guys who are out of the country, and we know we have a bunch of listeners outside of the country, I don't know if we'll be able to swing an international flight, but geez, that'd be...
Well, let's see. We'll start now.
You let us know. Go find us on Twitter and on Facebook and let us know how you think that's going to go, but...
that would be hilarious. Let's do that.
Yeah, all in all. But I mean, so I can't think of... I don't want to drag this out too long here, just because I think we're going to have a lot to talk about coming up. There is another big showing at the Fargo Theater coming up. The nice little Art Deco theater we have here in town. The FMCVB is putting on a big to-do where they're going to play it in the theater, and everybody gets together and watches it. We were talking about having Charpie fly up for that and maybe putting on an event, but we're not sure if that we'll be able to swing that. But lots of stuff that we're trying to pull together. But right off the bat, though, we can for sure tell you that Fargo Brewing Company once again stepping up to the plate.
Yep, that's right.
Sponsoring season 2 of Fargo Talks Fargo. They've stepped on board for the whole season. We got some other sponsorships we're still working on, but we cannot thank them enough for doing that. And I mean, I don't even know what to list for all the beers they have right now. Right now, they've got their O-Fest, which is their Oktoberfest beer, but we'll have some other things we can tell you guys about Fargo Brewing coming up. But until then, go to Facebook, look up Fargo Brewing, or go online to fargobrewing.com and check them out and see what you can do. I mean, and they've got T-shirts and stuff, so find a way if you want to get in touch with them. They got some cool merchandise, and you'll be the talk of the town if you can get your hands on some of that. And then, even better, come here.
And their flagship IPA is called Wood Chipper, and that will be the beer of the podcast.
Yeah,
which I am drinking right now.
It's a big deal. Yeah, every time you come here, man, you pretty much load up the back of your car.
Yeah, I have to load it up because for those of you that don't know, I live in Denver, Colorado now. I've even moved since last season.
Did you technically move slightly farther away from Fargo because you hate us or what?
I'm inching my way away.
I didn't go anywhere.
You're still in Fargo, but I'm from Fargo.
Never leaving. Never leaving. This is the place to be. But anyway, so that's our little rundown. If you got anything you guys think you want us to talk about, always reach out to us. We're on Twitter at Fargo Talks Fargo. We will be updating the Facebook page a little bit more. And also, you can find us at fargotalksfargo.com, which is where we will be posting the episodes. You can catch us through Stitcher, iTunes, any of your favorite podcatchers, or just using the RSS feed or whatever floats your boat that way. I'm trying to think of what else. So far, just a couple people I know are going to come back on the show. I know John Lamb from the Forum of Fargo Moorhead is planning on coming back on. Greg Carlson, who is a film professor here in town. I ran into Greg on the street the other day, and he said he was interested in coming back on. Your good buddy Joe Riley is going to come on.
Yep.
Help fill out our cast of characters. And we've got a few other small things in the works, and hopefully a couple more to come, but we'll announce them as they are confirmed. But regardless, if nobody wants to talk, it's going to be me and Charpie doing this shit.
Yep.
And drinking a few beers here and there, maybe more, maybe less than last season. Only the season will tell. We'll have to see how it goes, but we can't wait to get back in touch with you guys after episode 1, which is Waiting for Dutch.
October 12th.
October 12th.
That's a Monday.
So we'll do that. So we'll do our hot dish that night, which is a week from tonight. We're recording right now on the 5th of October. So yeah, anything else you want to add to that, Charpie?
No, that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I like it. So
follow us on Twitter.
Follow us. Hear what's going on. Oh, and you can follow Charpie at Charpie, CHARPIE, and you can follow me, Bill Lempe, at LEM as in Mary, P as in Paul, E on Twitter. I'm not very exciting lately, but I'll probably be getting going again, and find us in all those places. And we'll feel all the feels all season long here on Fargo Talks Fargo. So
that's right.
Charpie, until next time, buddy.
All right, until next time.
All right, later.
Later.